All right, we are live. It's the Spin and Backfist MMA show for Wednesday, November 6th. It is Robbie Fox, Big Ev, Jack Mack, and we are here brought to you by New Amsterdam Vodka, the best vodka in the business. Everyone knows it's the official vodka of Barstool Sports, but it's also the official vodka of the UFC, and in our opinion, the official vodka of winning. It's a champion vodka. We tell you each and every week. You match it up against any other vodka, and it's a knockout for New Amsterdam. So whether you're catching the fights at your favorite bar or hanging at home listening to us talk about the fights, celebrate your wins with the insanely smooth New Amsterdam vodka. Hockey's back. You can get the Pink Whitney, get the normal New Amsterdam vodka. Of course, always goes down smooth. Great to mix it with whatever you want. Find your wins with New Amsterdam vodka. All right. Thanks, New Amsterdam, for sponsoring the show. We love New Amsterdam.
No, yeah. Shout out New Amsterdam. Next weekend, we will have a watch party. Not a watch party. A pregame for UFC 309, right, at a bar near MSG. We'll give you guys more details on that. Sponsored by New Amsterdam. It will go down before the prelims start. So please come out to that if you are going to the fights or looking for a place to pregame.
It'll be a fun pregame, yes.
Pre-fight?
Off the top, pre-fight, yeah. I was thinking that pregame. I think you just got to use pregame. You got to bite the bullet on that one and be like, whatever. Off the top, should we talk about the fact that Dana White may have to leave the UFC if he gets offered a friggin' cabinet position? I saw you tweeted that there's a small but serious chance, you said, Jack, right?
So last night, as it was all happening, and I saw how it was like those photos of, and I know Trump was everywhere last night in Mar-a-Lago and whatnot, but it was Trump, Elon, Dana White, and which is a hilarious. It's like we're in the wildest of times. Outside of that, though, I was just thinking, Elon says he's going to be, I don't know if Elon can technically be in the cabinet. I think he can. I'm not sure, though. But Dana, I was thinking, Trump loves him so much and how much he stood by Trump throughout everything that I think they may offer him. And I don't know if Dana
both. Is there any cabinet position where you can be like a cabinet member, but also you do your normal
No, because
job?
like Woody Johnson was the what do you call it to Ireland? Whatever it is. The ambassador to Ireland for America under Trump in 2016 and 2020, and he wasn't allowed to do any business with the Jets, even though he owned the Jets.
Gotcha.
I think you're supposed to hand it off. Now, I think it's a plausible scenario that, I mean, like Hunter takes over. That would be the...
I don't know. I would be shocked.
Me too. I would too.
If there was something where Dana could continue doing the UFC, but he just gets like the title of something, that I could totally see. I don't think when it comes down to it, Dana doesn't want to deal with politics.
Yeah, I'd be pretty. I agree with Bob. I think I'd be pretty surprised if he took a position that he had to leave the UFC.
Yeah, but he was hyped last night. He shouted out "Bussin' with the boys" in a presidential speech. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, he was. I mean, a lot of people were saying that Barron Trump had a lot to do with like the podcast that Donald was doing, but I think Dana did was a lot of that. Like definitely. Dana was the Nelk boys, and then obviously Bussin', which is awesome for Barstool. But yeah, I do think it's a non-zero chance. And also it's kind of, I think it all connects back to like Dana's kids. I think Dana's kids tell him what's cool.
Yeah, true.
So
shout out Dana's kids for liking Spin and Backfist posts too. I see them in the likes a lot. And I'm like, all right, it's good to get like the sign of approval a little bit of like, they think we're on the right path. They're on the inside, it's nice.
I wonder how much his son's on the inside of the UFC.
I have no idea because they're both in college still, right? So they're probably more.
Yes, I think so. I think so.
And Vince in the chat says Trump definitely going to show up to the MSG card. I think so. He said on 100%. Rogan if he won the election, he would show up. So that'll be one of his first public appearances since winning the election. Pretty crazy.
That's going to be
this past weekend.
An otherworldly pop.
Yeah. This past weekend we had fights as well. We didn't go live after them. But obviously we could break them down here. The big win, Brendan Moreno, amazing performance in the main event. He looked great. When he is at his best, when he's fighting like he did on Saturday night, he really is. I think he's one of my favorite fighters to watch. He's just a fun, exciting fighter.
Yeah, it was a masterclass. I mean, Albazi just had nothing for him on the feet like that.
No.
I mean, Albazi's had a crazy back injury, 2-year layoff.
The heart surgery.
Yes, he had like really crazy surgery. I said his last fight, Kai Car Friends, I thought he clearly lost, got the decision. That's really what got him this fight. Albazi, I'm pretty sure, is pretty young though, so I mean, it's not like he's like done or anything. But I kind of wonder what they do with Moreno here now. Like, just put him, kind of vaulted himself back up in that conversation. Like, because what do you do? Like, Moreno Royval again? And then, like, winner of that gets a title shot. I think Royval, to me, has earned himself the next title shot after Asakura. But then, like, what do you maybe run back, like, or I guess maybe you could do Kai Moreno again, and like winner of that.
That'd be good. Line. I'd actually like to see that.
They had a great fight the first time. The last time they fought was a really good fight.
Yeah, I could see them doing that. I think that might be the most likely thing they do.
I think would make the most sense just where the division's at right now. I think Royval. Yeah. I think he has to get the next shot. Like, you beat Moreno, and then you beat what's his name? I'm drawing a blank. The Japanese guy, kid, Tatsura. You beat him. Like, you beat the two of them. Like, you have to get it. You just have to be next in line.
Yeah. The co-main event I thought was really close. Rose versus Aaron Blanchfield. Probably all came down to round 4. I think it came down to that on the judges' cards. I'm not sure. I thought maybe Rose did enough to win, but I bet on her, so I just was rooting for her. I wasn't mad at the Blanchfield scorecard. It was a good performance by her.
She won it clearly, in my opinion. I thought Aaron really did a great job of. She lost both the first 2 rounds, and she really bounced back very, very well. And Rose fumbled it. She only needs to win one more round. I don't think she was really at any. There were moments, but when she was in that crucifix, it was tough. But like, outside of that, she wasn't at any real danger of getting finished. So that was kind of disappointing from Rose. I thought plus 114. If she got one of the first 2 rounds, I was really going to feel good. She got both, and she was as high as like minus 500, minus 700 on the live line. Obviously, I mean, she was up 2 rounds to none. And she just fumbled it. Rose is in a weird spot. Aaron's kind of back though. That being said, I think there's it kind of really goes to show how great Menyo Fior is.
Yeah.
I know we can't do MMA math, but that, like, she just really, like, because Menyo is like, what she did to Aaron is what I really thought Rose was going to do, but it just showed the levels between even Rose and Menyo. Obviously, they've fought before, but yeah, I mean, Aaron's back. She's young. She's like, I would be shocked if she never wins a title. She's so young and so talented. But she leaves some things to be like. It's just, her striking's not bad, but it's just like, she's not that exciting. But I mean, she's good.
Got to do probably her versus Grasso, right? I mean, her versus Barber.
Maybe Barber first.
So Barber was supposed to have a
fight. What do you do with
recently.
Grasso? Like,
Grasso, I think
has
just fought a few.
It was, but it wasn't like that long ago. I mean, it was, but it also was like, it's been, what was it? I guess it's been like 2 months.
True, it has been already almost 2 months. Yeah, true.
So I mean, like, I feel like her versus Barber would make a lot of sense if Blanchfield's not ready like that soon.
Yeah,
and then Barber was supposed to fight recently, but she had to pull out. Who was it against?
I think Rose, wasn't it?
That was supposed to be this, right?
I think so.
Justin in the chat says Barber murders Rose.
I think so.
No, you think so? Really?
Yep. I think Barber.
I almost view it like a close fight like this one.
I think Rose styles on her early, and Barber finds that second gear and then just mauls her. Like, Barber Barber has an edge to her that is like her finishing ability is really, really great. She really goes for it. I mean, Malls is probably like I understand it's a comment, so it's fun, like have some fun with it. But like, do I think it's a true mauling? No, but I think the finish may look like it. But like, I would say it's a coin flip fight. Maybe like that's where I would line it. But I think I'd bet Macy. Like also, the age difference is so huge.
Yeah.
Rose is
True.
getting older and a little bit slower. You could kind of see it. Like Aaron late in that fight was beating her on the feet clearly.
Late in the fight, like Aaron was bouncy still, and Rose was
in the
not.
fourth, when I thought it was like, oh, Aaron takes the third, no big deal. In the fourth, Aaron was beating her on the feet. I know Rose had some moments, but like it wasn't. Aaron was clear. So yeah, we'd love to see Macy. Macy and Aaron are around the same age, I think.
I think that's probably right. Yeah,
they are. I think Macy might be like a hair, or actually, I thought Macy might be a hair younger, but they're probably pretty close.
Kind of brutal on the card that we only got one knockout. It was the Dustin Stolfist fight, but like I said after the card, are the gloves fucked? We talked about it. It's been a running commentary on the show most of these new gloves. Even Dana brought it up in the post-fight presser, being like, "Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing you guys are. We're hoping we didn't fuck them with the gloves. The gloves might be fucked. I don't know."
There's also a theory out there that we are in a new era, not under USADA. Is there a possibility that now I heard this and it was like, oh, people are taking like steroids or performance enhancers that are not being detected and it's helping them not get knocked out. But then I was like, but wouldn't it on the other side, the strength also be like it would both go up?
You would think,
but I guess not. And then also, I think there's a serious, like, I know there's the idea that, oh, everybody's on performance enhancing in the UFC and MMA, but like, I think there's also like some guys and women that just don't, like, they just never would, because there's a risk involved of potentially getting caught that is so high for them that they don't want to get involved. So even there, you'd think like, why wouldn't there be one, like a guy that's like on it and the other guy isn't? And it's like a substantial difference. I don't know. I also initially I was just like, oh, it'll even out. Like it was just like, oh, like it'll regress. It's just not. And there's a lot of these moments where guys get knocked down, but they don't get like as hurt. Like they kind of recover, like quick.
Yeah, true.
Like there was one where I got fucked. Round 2, Charles Johnson against who was it recently? Fuck, who'd he fight? Asian guy.
Was just like, wasn't it just like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, and Charles Johnson perfect pop, and I understand that small fighter, small.
Oh, is this Sumaraje or whatever?
Yeah, Sumaraje. Yeah, a guy that has historically bad chin.
Yeah,
Sumaraje, and then he hits him perfectly, and he falls down. He gets knocked down, but he recovered very quickly. Like I don't know the science behind that. I'm just like, I'm bro sciencing it, but it's just like what? And I know I'm pointing out because I had Charles Johnson around too, which was just annoying. But
it's what we've been talking about lately. They got to die in there for you to hit an under. It's crazy.
They have to die, or it's a Dustin Stolfist one, which was like you had to die.
Yeah,
you have to
Dustin
come back.
Stolfist, by the way, I was reading about him during this fight. I just went on his Wikipedia, started reading about him. Born to formerly Amish parents. I think his parents defected from the Amish with him.
Wow, interesting.
Kind of interesting. Yeah, he's from like Lancaster, Pennsylvania, I think.
Shout out to do.
That's the place.
Yeah.
But even that, it's like you have to be a guy that got knocked out 3 months ago and come back too early to get knocked out.
Yeah, which we also saw this weekend. Was it this weekend or was it the weekend before with what's his name? Who Ev was talking about coming back too soon?
No, it was the Stolfist. It was MAB.
It was literally this fight. Yeah, it was this fight.
Salala was correct, I guess.
This week. Yeah.
I just had a bad feeling. That was it. Piper gave him a vicious knockout. That was
a
knockout like that, a total flat line, like face first. You can't come
That was,
back.
I know, bad. He just
3
went
months
straight
is
to
way
Pfeiffer hit
because
him on the way down like I've never seen.
he hit him like on the way down too. Like he was
Yeah.
dead. And Pfeiffer hits
Yeah.
like a fucking truck. Like you can't take a knockout like that and come back after 3 months. And his chin, I mean, I think that was the perfect example of it. Like Stolfus is not some like knockout monster.
Yeah.
Like he takes a couple, one good uppercut and he's cooked.
We've got Justin in the chat saying, have you guys heard anything about Chandler? Heard he may be out of the Oliveira fight. So I don't think we personally have any inside info, but we've heard the same info that you've heard, that this fight is now, people are looking at it like maybe it's not going to happen. Maybe it is going to happen. Charles Oliveira posted the thinking emoji. Dustin Poirier responded, I'm in. Poirier is like, if someone's out of the muscle milk fight, I'll step right in. I don't know. I mean, if someone's out, Poirier stepping in would definitely be like an amazing option, regardless of what happens, regardless of who's even stepping out. If not, that's really tough. That's really tough for Chandler, too. I said to you guys, if Charles is the one to pull out, we got to start asking, is Chandler cursed? Which he just can't get a fight. He can't get an opponent.
I think they'll figure this out. I mean, for what they're saying, it would be on Chandler's end. That's what all the fuss is about.
Yeah.
Is that because Oliveira tweeted basically like insinuating like he's good, and he's kind of
would you
on Chandler's
just
end.
In a vacuum, would you rather watch Oliveira versus Poirier or Oliveira versus Chandler?
Yeah,
Poirier,
you'd have to.
Right? And like, no disrespect to Chandler, but it's Poirier.
Both are pretty good though. Both are firefights, man.
Yeah,
like
of course. Like perfect MSG fights. They love booking those, just like they booked Poirier and Chandler, just like they booked Chandler and Gaethje. They want to fight at MSG. That's BMF style, blood and guts.
And it would be huge. I mean, like the pop that, I mean, obviously Dustin's getting a pop no matter where he goes, but the pop that he got in New Jersey was massive. And even like you know, like a guy that a lot of MMA fans like, Islam, kind of like people started booing him because of it. Not because
that was
really
a crazy environment.
Yeah, and like a guy that like Islam, like Islam doesn't have the same, like Habib, it was truly a like it was a war, but Islam doesn't really have that. Like I think a lot of, regardless of who you are throughout throughout the world, like a lot of people are just like, oh, he's just amazing. So like him, yeah. And I think Dustin, but then you kind of have two of the fan favorites there, Dustin and Charles, and it's a rematch too. It'd kind of be sick.
Vince says Chandler was at PBD election pod last night. Didn't look injured or sick. That's a good. I mean, him being out at an election night podcast is a good sign, I think.
Oh, he's at the PBD.
Unless he's like, oh, I'm injured. Okay. And what is the PBD? Do I know PBD?
PBD is, if I showed you the guy, you'd know who he is.
Gotcha.
He's like a
MMA media or political media?
Political media, but he also does like business stuff. Patrick Bet David. And that was in Fort Lauderdale, I'm pretty sure, which would sound good because doesn't Chandler trains at whatever Sanford MMA was, right?
Yeah.
So like that means he's probably still in Florida.
He was tweeting about it too, like he was fine. Ariel was saying that he, like, what the people he's talked to, everyone says like it's not in jeopardy. I think people just kind of, I know people definitely just, especially MMA media. Vince is right. People just run with shit.
Yeah.
Like all it takes is like one person with like no followers to say something, and everyone just runs with it.
I have
a spinning back piss account.
I just got from this was live journalisming from a very good source who is directly involved with Michael Chandler. He's still in the fight.
Oh, wow. Breaking news on the podcast.
Breaking news.
There we go.
Breaking news. I asked the person, said, is Mike out of the fight? There's been some rumblings. And the person responded, this person's really not into MMA. They just know Mike. And they're like, no, it's next Saturday. And I was like, well, yeah, I do know it's next Saturday. I was like, thank you.
All right, let's also tell everyone about Game Time. If you're looking to go to the fights next Saturday, Game Time is the site for you. We all love going to live events, whether it's a concert, a game, a fight, a comedy show. We always use Game Time. It's the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. You know how much we love them, but now with their brand new Game Time Picks feature, they're making it even easier to get to a game. They filter out all the fluff to show you only the incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time looking through thousands. I'll pull up Game Time right now. I bet UFC is on the main page. It is, of course. UFC 309. We always talk every year. Madison Square Garden ticket prices, they're crazy. You can't even get into the building for under $1,000 some years. This year, Game Time will get you in for $437. You'll be there for Jones versus Stipe. We'll be there thanks to Game Time. Pull up your chosen event, turn on the GT Picks setting at the top of the screen, and browse the best local Game Time picks near you on the Game Time app homepage. What are you waiting for? Buy those tickets now with Game Time Picks. Take the guesswork out of buying. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code BACKFIST for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, use the code BACKFIST. Download the app, use the site. It's very easy, gametime.co. What time is it? Game Time. Shout out Game Time. We love Game Time. Great sponsor for all of Barstool Sports. Always getting us out to live events. We got a live event this weekend, though, and it's a big one, boys. UFC Apex 100, a love letter to the Apex, some are calling it. I saw that Connor Burks tweet. I was like, God damn, they missed an opportunity to really play that up. Just act like the Apex, all these legendary fights, put the history of the best fights through the Apex. Dana, I wouldn't be surprised if he had a COVID video package ready to go already. Like, and when they thought we were out, we had the Apex in our back pocket. It's a good card. It's not a great card, I would say. We lost the Cody Garbrandt fight just a couple of days ago. He was supposed to be on this. But the headliner, Carlos Prates versus Neil Magny. Ev, you got one of your guys in the main event.
Yeah, this is I feel bad for Neil Magny. I do. He's bad to back, been just fed to the wolves of people I've invested in early and have just been right. Michael Morales last fight fed to the wolves, first round finish. Now Prates probably does something similar. Probably, honestly, Prates unfortunately probably does it more violently. And I like Neil Magny.
Yeah.
I feel bad that this is I almost feel like he's become too much of this after beating Malott. Like Malott, like kind of kept people honest on him. Like, hey, like Neil Magny's no walk in the park. Like Gary kind of walked through him, but didn't finish him. And then Malott, he comes back and wins and finishes him in the last like 30 seconds of the fight. And then now, unfortunately, he's shark food. I respect Neil Magny, but Prates is going to do something incredibly violent to him. It's going to be.
Do you think
it's going to be unfortunate? But the Prates riders like myself will be smoking our cigs. We'll be fired up.
Do you think? I mean, not to jump ahead, we usually start at the bottom of the card, but do you think there's a chance this gets out of the over 1.5 right now is over 2.5 plus 160 on the bars on the DraftKings Sportsbook. But if you wanted
I think it's crazy that Magny would survive that long.
Over 1.5 is minus 120.
You said over 1.5 is minus 120.
Yeah. Do you think he can get?
I could see it. I could see it getting extended a little bit because Prates will pick his shots. Like he won't just go like the bell's not going to ring and Prates isn't just going to like charge at you. Like he's a sniper. He's aggressive, but he's a sniper. So like if this fight went into the deep in the second, the third round, like that I wouldn't be like no way. Like oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean even the Giles fight got into the second round.
Jing Liang's fight. The Leech got into the second round.
Yeah, Leech got the second round. Radke was like end of the first. Giles got like deep into the second round. Even Contender Series, it was like early in the second, like minute and a half into the second round. So I mean, it's not like Radke's been the only one that's actually been in the first round. It was with like 15 seconds left in the round with a knee to the body.
The only thing is
the Leech is super durable though. Like the fact that I thought the fact that he did that to the Leech was like just incredibly impressive. Like that was the sound. The UFC posted it this week. The sound of the knockout punch is so like I don't even know how to explain it. Like it just has like there's something like some people when they hit, there's just a distinct like it almost had like a Pereira kind of sound, to be honest. Like they had almost like a almost just like a pop, like just the way like they like just hitting so clean on the jaw. He must have
Yeah.
I bet he has mitts on him. There's just that
While
little
we're
ring.
talking about it, Justin says, Ev, do you think Prates has a grappling disadvantage in this fight?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure he does. And that's that. I would say that's my only concern is we haven't seen him even really like try to have to like defend a lot of takedowns. But I
Yeah.
mean, he's super long. He's just legs are long, like wide, good base. I mean, I'd be pretty surprised if Magny is at this stage, just like picking him up and like holding him down, or even really, he might be able to hold him against the cage a little bit. But I mean, if he can't do that for 5 straight rounds, he's going to be in danger the entire time. And I think Prates has been on such an incredible run. Like a lot of his losses are like he has 6 losses. They're all like early in his career. Like I think he's on like he's 3-0 in the UFC, but he's on like a 10-11 fight win streak. And they're pretty much
looking at this card, there are so many fights that are like crazy lopsided odds on this card.
Yeah.
Prates usual, I feel like.
Prates in DraftKings right now is minus 400 by knockout.
It's crazy. Minus 800 money line. I didn't realize.
Yeah, it's like unbettable, but it's like,
yeah,
I think he does it, but it's just, I just like can't. I don't even know. There's no like angle I see like oh like that's a like because even around like I said maybe you just take the over like if you're looking for like action, but I think Prates just knocks him out like end of the first like sometime in the second round probably.
All right, let's break down the card. Of course, also brought to you by DraftKings. We'll talk about some bets now. All of the bets that we've got will be placing on DraftKings. There's the Barstool group as well, so you can see all the bets that people from Barstool are placing beyond just this, the college football, NFL, even the NBA. The NBA is finally back, and a new season means new ways to get in on the action at the DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Who's draining threes from beyond the arc? Who's crashing boards and grabbing rebounds? Get behind your favorite players and the prop bets that you can make on DraftKings, the home of NBA player props. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like picking a team to win. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and place your bet. First time, new DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. So take it to the rack with DraftKings Sportsbook. Every point counts. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code BACKFIST, all caps, BACKFIST, for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Now let's talk about this card. Let's talk about the picks we're making on this card. I believe we kick things off with Melissa Mullins versus Claudia Segula. Melissa Mullins minus 245, Claudia Segula plus 200. Mullins, we've seen twice now, 1-1 in the UFC, right? Yeah, she beat Alexieva and got knocked out by Nora Cornell.
Yeah, so Melissa Mullins is she's English. She's English.
Yep.
This girl that she's fighting is like, I mean, it's who Claudia Segula. I mean, she's an attractive woman, but who she was fighting is it's quite frankly shocking. The people that she was fighting is unbelievable. She was fighting the cans of cans, and she would
Tapology right now. It's bad. I mean,
if you just
Tapology cap, but
if you just go through them and if you just press their names, the photos of these people that she was fighting are shocking. One of them is
1-1.
Listen, if I want everybody to go on Tapology, and this is shout out to Stat Diggers, which is with MMA Daily something fantasy and Uncle Wheezy. The guy's name's Clint, I forget his name, but they were showing this girl's Tapology of who Claudia fought. This was her third professional fight. Her name's Zoya Lind.
Yeah, I'm looking at, I knew you were bringing this up. I'm looking at it right now.
It looks like she's in her Tapology picture. Looks like she's in like the lunchroom. like
I was
like
gonna
at a
say
high.
8th grade. Yeah.
She looks like she's in
And she's
8th
0
grade.
and 3. That's her whole record, 0 and 3.
I just I I think Melissa Mullen should roll. I think there's even a shot she's value. That being said, though, I see the
You're not gonna.
angle here with Claudia. She's an attractive Polish woman, that has she has 50,000 followers on Instagram. She could, but she's not really that popular in social. But she could be a big star. But I mean, she's not really that good.
Is she by chance a teammate of Karolina Kovacevic, and that's why she's on this card?
I'll check.
Both Polish,
There's no photos of them together.
Just Karolina being on this card and it clearly being she's towards the end of her career. Maybe she called in a favor with the big man.
I don't think so, because let's see. She fights out of Ankos MMA. Doesn't look like Karolina fights here.
Yeah. No, I think, yeah. Karolina does she train out of America now?
Yeah. It seems like she's one of the only women in her gym. This is no disrespect to Ankos MMA, because I'm looking at the coaches and it looks like they could come and just kill me right now. But yeah, no. Claudia Segolia, I mean, people will like her. She'll be popular, but I mean, I think Melissa Mullins kind of rolls through her.
Then we've got Trayshawn Gore versus Antonio Tricoli. Trayshawn Gore -170, Tricoli +142. In relation to most of the fights on this card, I think odds-wise, this one is considered one of the closer matchups on the card.
Yeah, I kind of like Tricoli. Yeah, I actually thought his showing against Shara Bullet wasn't awful. He was coming off crazy weight cut, and he traveled super far, super late notice. I thought, got screwed by such a blatant fence grab on a takedown. He got finished kind of the end of the fight by Shara, but I don't think Gore's nearly the technical striker Shara is. He throws bombs. Definitely gonna be a lot shorter. Tricoli's definitely got grappling upside here. I could even see a submission. But yeah, I like Tricoli a lot plus money.
Yeah, I could see. I'm close with potentially putting some money in Tricoli. From a striking point of view, I think this fight's pretty close. And
Gore's good, but he's I'm not fully convinced and bought in on Gore yet.
Yeah, I don't even think I think you may be giving him a little bit too much credit. He only has 6 professional fights. He beat Josh Fremd, but he got
Josh Fremd.
And then he got knocked out by Cody Brundage. I just feel like Tricoli could kind of cause some issues there. And I mean, Tricoli's built very well. He's long, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna have a 5-inch reach advantage, but he's 5 inches taller.
Then we've got Cody Stamann. First spinning back fist guest, was he?
No.
Brundage. Different Cody? Did we have Cody Brundage?
Yeah, Brundage was a Levy, Patty for the first,
True.
I think.
True. Jacoby. I got my history wrong. I got my Codys mixed up.
I don't know. We've actually never had Stamann on, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no, we haven't. We've got Cody Stamann versus Damon Blackshear in this fight. Cody's +230, Damon Blackshear -285. The over is -360, over 2.5 rounds, -360. Is this one where could you take a shot on Cody Stamann here?
I don't think so.
Would you? No.
Well, I mean, this guy. I mean, I guess, but Stamann's just he's up against it, man. He's 35.
Yeah, he's had
getting
some
older.
Tough fights recently.
Has had some tough fights recently. Blackshear's talented, but he's had a lot of losses too. But Lapalus really took care of him. I think if anything, there's a shot that maybe, I mean, if you want something, Stamann has knocked some guys down. Stamann by knockout may be a crazy look. It may like Montel Jackson turned off Damon Blackshear's lights. Maybe he's coming back too early. I think you could probably get a decent KO line if you wanted to bet him. But I think I don't know how like Cody's wrestling is really gonna win him this fight, to be completely honest.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Blackshear clears him. I think wins like decisively.
Then we're on to this one. I'm pulled in different directions on this one. Matthew Semmelsberger versus Charlie Radke. Radke's the favorite, minus 155. Semi the Jedi, plus 130. You know I like this guy. I like Semi the Jedi. He's been nice to us. I don't think I could bet on this guy again. It's been a tough run for him lately. And I know he's had like moments where he looks good and stuff, but I think I'm at the end of my rope with betting Semi.
He's peak. He's peak. Oh my God, this guy's not bad. And then he loses.
Yeah.
And he gets taken down left and right. I almost wanted to bet Semmelsberger here because I was like, Semmelsberger plus money. Radke's not that good. But Radke, I was talking with Lee. Lee already bet Radke. Lee was telling me, like, he could just get, like, Radke could just go in there and take him down left and right if he really wants to. And I think that's a real possibility. I don't know if I'm going to pay the price to do that, but I am going to stay away from this fight. I was intrigued by Semmelsberger. Hopefully this drops a little bit. I would like a Radke minus 135, but minus 155, I think there's still a shot. But like Semmelsberger's win equity in my mind is a lot by finish, and these finishes these days, it's just like it's not happening. And I hate to like, so that's why I at first I was in on Semmelsberger, but not anymore.
Yeah, I like Radke. I just think you can trust him a little more. I agree with Lee's mindset of that. Like I think he has more passive victory. He can grapple. He can wrestle. Yeah, Semmelsberger, I mean, he's lost 3 in a row. I thought he had a lot of potential like a couple of years ago. I just not really seeing it as much anymore. But granted, I don't think Radke's great. I mean, his 2 wins in the UFC are just like he beat the Blood Diamond, he beat Gilbert Urbina, who I think neither are like real UFC caliber. But
yeah,
true. But I mean, Semmelsberger's been more competitive with like tougher guys. But I think Radke wins. I'm picking Radke.
And then we've got a contender series guy. Oh, go ahead, Jack.
I just wanted to bring up the fight between Semmelsberger and Jeremiah Wells was one of the craziest ones ever. I think Semmelsberger had 3 separate knockdowns and he lost every round. Like it's tough. It's really tough to lose those. Like, but that's the peak Semmelsberger experience. But
Medic too, didn't he? Didn't Medic had him hurt like really, really bad?
Oh yeah, then Medic.
He had Medic like dead, and then he somehow ended up getting knocked out by him in the 3rd round.
Medic turned his lights off bad.
I think I bet on him in both those fights.
Well,
the next fight, the contender series guy. Yeah, he's the Jedi. Contender series guy debuting Cortavius Romeus against Gaston Bolanos. Is it? Yeah. This guy, Gaston Bolanos, I'm not sure how good he is. He's had 3 UFC fights. He's a former Bellator guy. Got knocked out by Marcus McGee in his last fight. I'm honestly not sure how good Cortavius is. I don't remember his contender series fight. Ev, do you remember? I assume you do. You have good memory with this kind of stuff.
I do remember him. He fought the guy that was on Looking for a Fight, the Imperado. He fought this guy who was a little older Canadian guy, more of a submission artist. I think he was in the UFC. I want to say way back in the day, maybe it was. Not super. Yeah, it's like tough because I just don't think either are like very good. Probably a stay away from me because I don't want to lay minus 225 on Ramios, but at the same time, I don't think Bolanos is really good like at all.
Yeah,
I don't really have a lot of faith in him. So for me, it's like a total like just want like nothing to do with this fight. I think they're both very like mid at best.
Yeah, I took earlier in the week minus 180 on Romeos. I just think Bayano stinks. Like I think he straight up stinks. He wasn't even good in Bellator. I never thought he was a really good Bellator fighter. I don't know why he's over here.
He took a last minute fight. I think McGee, he was like a replacement.
Yep.
Because McGee was minus like $1 million against him.
Yeah.
And just ran through.
And I think like I think Cortavius, who has a great nickname, his nickname is "Are You Not Entertained?"
Yeah,
He
just a phrase, not even a nickname.
I don't know if you remember this, Ev, but he was the one. He got knocked out by Ramon Tavares in 2023, and then he came back. He went on the northern, like the Iowa regional scene, won again, and then got another fight on the most recent one. I think he kind of like I think the UFC is also a little bit interested in him because he has like a really great athletic look. He looks like a guy that I think is someone that like Americans would just really like. That could he could be a guy that could, not a star, but like a guy that they could put on. And it's a great name, great nickname. And I think he's just going to kind of roll through him here. I mean, but Janos like is, like it's minus 180. I don't think it's a lock by any means, but I really think he's just gonna he's the younger fighter. Boyanos is gonna have some reach advantage, but yeah, so I took Cortavius and we'll roll from there.
I mean, speaking of rolling, I feel like the rest of the fights on this card, there's a lot of rolling that's going to be happening. We end the prelims with Karolina Kowalkiewicz versus Denise Gomez. Karolina's plus 390, Denise Gomez minus 520. It's one of those fights where it's like, of course, Denise Gomez is going to win this fight. Is there any play you could have on this fight? The over is minus 280 even. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think if anything, where you want to look here is the over, but like even that, Denise Gomez is, yeah, actually the over may not be safe. Yeah, like Karolina, like
maybe Denise finishes her.
She's got power. I mean, for sure.
She could finish her. Like Karolina's tough, but like I could see her getting finished with a barrage against the fence.
All right, I don't want to sound crazy, but right now on Tapology's order, they have Karolina and Denise Gomez as the co-main.
Yeah, they're definitely wrong. They gotta be wrong, right?
They have to be, right?
No, I don't think so.
They have to be wrong.
I think
I think DraftKings is probably right. DraftKings has
GM3 Yeah, GM3 to Ritter, they would want to make the co-main, I think.
That just makes sense. Ritter's like show the guy some respect. I know you throw him on the Apex card, but he is a former champ. So yeah, obviously Karolina there. Then you've got the Todorovic fight versus Abdul Malik. Abdul Malik is minus 375. Todorovic is plus 295. It's a lot of these style odds for the rest of the card. So get used to that. Is this man,
sir? I'll tell you what, though. This man, sir, dude's is a killer.
Yeah, beast, fucking beast.
This guy, and I mean, I've seen guys like this before come off the Contender Series, and it's just like they kind of fall apart. But this guy, oh my God, he goes in, just to put it in perspective, he is minus 375, and by finish, he's minus 225. Some of his highlights of the guys that he's finished are like he doesn't stop. Like he's truly a guy that the ref has to go in and pull him off. He'll look at your dead body and just keep going. Like this guy is a scary dude.
Just big, explosive, strong, powerful. Like just a little bit raw, but just he's gonna be. I think he has like big time potential. Yeah, I think he just smashes here.
And
he's what does Rogan like to say, a marauder?
Yeah, marauder.
This man is a marauder. Like he just wants to maul people. He just wants to like eat your children when he fights.
And he's 6-0. And I think the UFC knows what they're doing here.
Yeah.
They're really trying to build up these guys that are just like these killers, like they always have. They've seen the success of Poton and whatnot. Not to say they view this guy like him, but Dusko is a guy that has been finished before. And I think they're like, hey, dude, like you have to still go in there and beat this guy. There's no guarantee, but if you beat him, you're probably going to finish him, and then we can build you up for the next one. This guy, I think, is. And you saw Ab's reaction when I said it. This guy's a killer.
Monster.
Robbie, there's a fight of his where he knocks the guy out cold, and you can see he looks at him and he knows he's out cold, and he goes in ground, and he continues on the ground and pound, and the ref was almost scared because he was like, I'm gonna get ground and pounded.
He's got refs making business decisions. He is a savage. We're like, yeah, we're sucking this guy off, but he isn't. He is.
It's gonna suck if Dusko just dominates.
Yeah, it's gonna suck.
I think this guy has. He like I said, he's raw. He's only had 6 pro fights. I think he has high level potential, like high like title. I think like down the road he has a chance to be something like serious.
And then we've got Jillian Robertson versus Luana Pinheiro. Jillian Robertson minus 395. That's so steep for someone like Jillian Robertson. It's crazy, but she's on a decent run after she lost to Baby Shark. She beat Karate Hottie and Viana, right? Polyana Viana.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just crazy. Like again, no disrespect.
Luana.
To see Jillian Robertson in a fight minus 375. It's like we're talking about her like she's Ronda Rousey or something.
No, I think she kind of is Ronda Rousey here.
I mean, in this fight, she's gonna win for sure. She's gonna.
Luana. I don't know why Luana's still in the UFC. They must have a contract. Luana just falls apart. Like she's just is like. I mean, she's just like.
This is probably can you bet on her on DraftKings? Can you bet on her via submission? Yeah. Like Jillian Robertson plus 110 via submission. Like,
no, I think she's going to be minus money submit. Wow. Plus 110. We may.
Yeah.
I think that's
it was what I had highlighted in my, like, for like doing like a little prep show, like put all my picks in the DraftKings tab. It's in there. Jillian by sub plus money is like, this is, I almost might need to play some on the finish just because I think she might be so dominant. She maybe could get like a knockout here, like a ground and pound knockout, but she usually goes for the choke, and I think she'll get it. And
Luana just got submitted by Angela Hill. Angela Hill's that's the only Angela Hill's fought a lot, and it's not a disrespect to Angela Hill's as a fighter, but more so it's her only submission in her victory in her career, and then. Where's I was just on it. Right before that, she went and did a grappling match, got rear naked choke there too. Like she just gets submitted. That's Luana. That's Luana.
And Robertson is grabbing arms like
Robertson
like that.
And Robertson's jiu-jitsu's legit.
It is
phenomenal.
Really
on the ground. You don't want to like Jillian on the grounds. And she goes for it. So, yeah, plus 110 almost feels like.
You're like,
yeah, I mean, I want to bet responsibly, but it's like, what?
All right, good. We found a good bet on this main card. Then Ricky Tercios versus Bernardo Sapage. Sapage minus 345. Ricky Tercios plus 275. Is there any props on this one that you guys enjoy? I don't think you're playing anything money line there.
I am glad to see Sapage back. I think he's be a fun fighter. For those who don't remember, I think he's had one fight in the UFC. He was on the receiving end of one of the more vicious flying knee knockouts you'll ever see from Vinicius Oliveira. Truly like vicious. I think it will be nominated for a knockout of the year. I don't know if it'll win. It's tough when it's so early in the year, but that was truly like a spectacular knockout that he unfortunately was on the bad end of. I don't know. It's so tough to like judge that because Vinicius, it has aged very well. Vinicius is a monster for that weight class. He's went on and beat like Ricky Simone since then. And looked really good doing it. I don't know. I think Sapage probably wins, but I don't think I can trust him enough. I need to see more to trust him at like this price. Although I don't think Tercios is like very good.
No,
he's okay,
not.
I guess.
Yeah.
This line may be a little bit wide. It is fair to give Sapage credit for the fight against Oliveira because he looked really good for a lot of it, and it was on short notice. But Ev is right. He was dead at the end, and then that flying knee was like, it was a true, there's 5 to 10 of those a year. It was, oh my God. And, but yeah, I mean, this may be a little bit wide. But Sapage, I think, theoretically should be much better than Ricky Tercios. Like Ricky's just Yeah, I don't see like what's Ricky gonna do? Outstrike him? I don't see it.
Then co-main event, or at least as DraftKings has it listed for now, the co-main event: GM3 versus Rainier DeRitter from DeRitter from One Championship. DeRitter minus 298, GM3 plus 240. It feels like this is a fight for GM3 to lose. He's almost becoming a Neil Magny at this point, where it's like you need a guy to get knocked out. Send
Isn't he on a
GM3 out
winning
there.
streak?
He is, but it's with Hamzat. He's becoming a guy who, if they want to set up a win, that's like a decent win. It's GM3, I think.
Yeah, I'm just like I'm open up on my computer looking at the Barstool Sport, or sorry, the DraftKings Sportsbook, and I'm looking
Joe
at these.
Pfeiffer, right? Yeah.
I'm looking at these round props, and it's just like GM3 round 2, GM3 round 3, like give me that. Like what? Why not? GM3 by sub round 2, 14-1. GM3 by sub round 3, 22-1. Let's get crazy. I know Renee DeRitter has some hype coming in here, but I'm just kind of like,
he's got a lot of hype.
Like,
yeah, people love him.
Yeah, DeRitter, he's a big submission guy. I think he's lost like 2 of his last few fights, but he was the 185 champ at One Championship. He moved up to 205, got finished by the 205 champion twice. He might have a lot of. I think the guy starts with an A, sound like Russian. His name. He's undefeated, so that's his only loss. So he has never lost at 185 in MMA. But yeah, but I mean his win. People seem to hype the guy that he lost to. It's tough. Like there's so much unknown. Obviously, you just like don't know what he's gonna look like against like UFC caliber fighters. But I like Jack Max. I don't hate it. Like it almost feels like it's like a must. Like just like I'll lose a few bucks to like find out who DeRitter is, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if GM3, I could easily see him pulling the GM3 special, where like he doesn't look great early, and then all of a sudden like
gets a submission out of
all
nowhere.
of a sudden like out of nowhere he like has a dominant minute and just like chokes him out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of feel like the same way as Jack Mack, either like no player like some like late like GM3 props.
Yep.
And then the main event, which we kind of talked about before, Protes and Magny. Protes minus 800, Magny plus 550. Are there any specific bets on this you like? You like a Protes finish? You like anything like that?
Like I was looking at like just like the round props, like round. I mean, even like round 1 he's plus 165, round 2 plus 330. Like I don't know.
By knockout, round 1 plus 180.
Yeah, like I mean, but I feel like it'd even be. I almost might even say something like, let me see if there's like a
like knockout in round 1 and 2 if you sprinkle on each, maybe.
I was gonna say Protes. I don't know. Protes, I was gonna say under Protes and under 1.5 is minus 105. Like I just don't love it. I just think he finds a knockout. I just don't know like how early. Like I think Magny can at least hang around like a little bit.
I know. I had kind of like Protes knockout round 3 plus 700. I see Magny hanging on a little bit.
I think over 1.5 Protes 3, 4, 5 may be money. Because his Protes looked great late in that the Leech fight. It looked like his cardio was great. I would assume he's continuing to get better at that. I know he smokes cigs, but like Protes by KO round 3, 7-1, 11-1, 18-1, sprinkle there and over 1.5. I mean, you're kind of already over 1.5. Like it's with the round 3, round 4, round 5, you're kind of already predicting that. But like with over 1.5, you then get the chance that like Magny could somehow pull something off. But I think this is a good fight for Protes. Like it's a stepping block. And the only thing that concerns me about over 1.5 is we are not too far removed from Michael Morales really taking it to Neil Magny and knocking him out. So like could Protes's incredible hands really give him problems and shut him off. It's possible, but that's why it's minus 120 over 1.5. But these new gloves, and Prates is patient. It's like Ev said, he's not gonna come out here and run at you like Ngannou.
Yeah.
That's not his style of game. So, but I'm excited to watch this fight. Really see, it's like let's see how good you really are. And then
the only thing I will say on his behalf is the leech was with the new gloves.
Oh, okay. That's
Like
good.
Prates, I think his powers is different. I think
Yeah.
he's just got that. He's a true sniper.
yeah, and the leech is like historically
Tough.
so durable. So
Tough
it's like,
as hell.
yeah.
I mean, he landed a few like in the sequence. Like he landed a few shots that I think would have knocked out most men. And then just unfortunately, he ate the last one that would knock out literally like a fucking moose.
No, crazy, but
Nightmare.
All right.
Nightmare.
UFC
Statement.
Apex 100 this weekend. Huge card. Huge. UFC Apex 100. We've been dreaming about this for 100 events that one day we would get here. We'll be tuning in, of course. I think it's an 8 p.m. main card. Am I right about that?
No, I think it's earlier in the day.
Let me check.
7 p.m. main card. 4 p.m. prelims.
Yes, 7 main, 7 Eastern main.
All right, sweet. We'll be watching. We'll talk to you probably next week. I don't think we'll go live after this card.
No, but we have a lot coming next week.
Yeah, we do. We have a lot of interviews coming. Look out for interviews. Make sure you subscribe to the channels, all the feeds. We'll see you then.